today I bring you 100 things that were added in Minecraft 1.17. In this video, I'll be covering all the new biomes, the new mobs, the new items, and much more in the Caves and Cliffs update. It's worth noting that this is part 1 of the Caves and Cliffs update, as some features have been postponed to be added in part 2 for the 1.18 update. Anyways, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more 1.17 videos. Anyways, on with the video. The first feature added in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update is the addition of the Deep Slate block. So Deep Slate is a dark grey stone that looks like this, and it generates in caves between levels 0 and 16. Now Deep Slate takes longer to mine than stone and drops cobbled Deep Slate when mined with any pickaxe. Not only did we get Deep Slate in 1.17, but we also got Deep Slate ores. Now the Deep Slate ores are variants of all the overworld ores, including iron, gold, diamond, redstone, emerald, lapis, and the newly added copper ore, and all of them look like this. Now there's not much difference between the Deep Slate ores and regular ores, other than the fact that they take twice as long to mine than the normal ores, so yeah, it's a bit more painful. The next feature we have in the cave update is a big gameplay change that has been made to ores in Minecraft. So in 1.17, mining ores like iron ore, for example, no longer drops the ore itself and instead gives the player a new item known as raw iron. So raw iron functions the same as the iron ore block does, as when you smelt it in a furnace, it still gives you an iron ingot. It's worth noting that you can still smelt regular iron ore for the ingots, so yeah, they didn't remove it. Next up in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update, we have the addition of 2 new biomes. Well, sort of. So the first biome we have is the Lush Cave biome, which looks like this. Isn't it beautiful? So Lush Caves are composed of many new blocks, such as the Moss block, which looks like this. It also has vines that contain glowberries, which emit light and can be used as a food item, which is quite nice. The Lush Cave also contains a block called the Drip Leaf, which is intended to be used for parkour and platforming. Oh, and standing on a drip leaf too long will cause it to give way, resulting in you falling through it, so be careful. The lovely biome also contains azalea blocks, which can be grown into the new azalea trees with the use of bone meal, and they look like this. However, currently in 1.17, the Lush Caves can only be accessed if you select the single biome world option when creating a world. This is because the biome is not yet fully completed, and Minecraft plans to fully add the biome to generate naturally in 1.18. The next biome we sort of have in 1.17 is the Dripstone Caves biome. Now, just like the Lush Caves, you can only access this biome by generating a world with the single biome world type selected. Now, the Dripstone Caves biome looks like this, and it contains pointed dripstone that generates on the ceiling and on the ground. Now, the player will take damage if they land on pointed dripstone, so be careful. But yeah, the Dripstone Caves biome won't properly be added until part 2 of the Caves and Cliffs update, which is in version 1.18, so let's move on. The next feature that we did properly get in the 1.17 update is the addition of a new mob, which is the Axolotl. Now, the Axolotl is an aquatic passive mob that of course spawns in water, and it spawns in groups of 1 to 4. So Axolotls come in 5 different colours, which are pink, brown, gold, cyan, and blue. The blue variety of Axolotl is very rare, as it only has a 1 in 1,200 chance of spawning, so please let me know in the comments if you find one. Axolotls can also be bred with tropical fish, and they will attack all aquatic mobs except turtles and dolphins. So yeah, Axolotls will take care of the stupid drowned mobs for you, which will be lovely. However, with that said, if you kill a mob that an Axolotl is in combat with, then you'll receive the Regeneration 1 effect, which is nice. Axolotls can be caught by using a water bucket, just like fish, and if you put them on land, they'll eventually dry out and start taking damage after 5 minutes. The next mob that was added in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update is the addition of the goat. Yep, that's right guys, we have goats now. So the goat looks like this, and they can only be found in mountain biomes. Goats are able to jump up to 10 blocks high to avoid obstacles such as a gap in the terrain, for example. However, if a goat does happen to fall, then they will take a reduced fall damage compared to all the other mobs in Minecraft. So yeah, goats are able to fall from a pretty high height and survive. Now, goats are considered neutral mobs as they will only attack you under certain circumstances. So, if the player is standing within proximity of a goat for a certain amount of time, then a goat will charge at the player, ramming them up to a distance of 9 blocks, which is quite a lot actually. Goats are also able to do this to other mobs in Minecraft, so yeah, goats can just be a bit mean, to be honest. Goats can be bred by using wheat, and you can also right click on a goat with a bucket to obtain milk. The third and final mob that was added in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update is the glow squid. Now, the glow squid looks like this, and it spawns underwater and behaves just like a regular squid, except they have these cool glowing particles emitting from them. Not only that, but glow squids will drop a new unique item known as glow ink sacs. Now, the glow ink sacs are quite cool as they can be combined with an item frame in a crafting table to make a glowing item frame. And now, the glow item frame is a new variant of the item frame added in 1.17, and it's in the name really. When you place it, it appears lit up. On top of that, the items you put inside the glowing item frame also light up as well, which is awesome. Weirdly though, the glowing item frame doesn't emit light to surrounding blocks, it just appears lit. Anyways, moving on. The next feature added in Minecraft 1.17 is the addition of a new structure known as the amethyst geodes. So the geodes are uncommonly found underground, but can also rarely be exposed at the surface. So amethyst geodes contain 2 amethyst blocks, which are the budding amethyst and the normal amethyst. The normal amethyst block looks like this, and it's just a decorative block, but it can be obtained when you mine it with a pickaxe. The budding amethyst, however, looks like this and cannot be obtained when destroyed, but it will grow these crystal-like shards which are known as amethyst clusters. So the amethyst clusters start off as an amethyst bud and they grow in stages. Once it reaches its final growth stage, you can mine it with a pickaxe to obtain 4 amethyst shards. Currently in Minecraft 1.17, the amethyst shard is used in 3 crafting recipes, which is the amethyst block I showed you earlier, the new spyglass, and the new tinted glass, and I'll talk about those now. So the next feature added in Caves and Cliffs is the addition of the spyglass. The spyglass looks like this and is crafted with 1 amethyst shard and 2 of the newly added copper ingots. And now the spyglass is essentially just a telescope in Minecraft, to be honest, as you could just use it to zoom in on a specific location. Next up we have tinted glass, which looks like this. Again, tinted glass is crafted with 4 amethyst shards and 1 glass, and it's a unique type of glass, and here's why. So the tinted glass, when placed, remains visually transparent to the player, but it actually blocks out all light, which I think will serve as quite a useful block for players. I mean, if you want to make a house with windows but live in complete darkness, then you can now do that in 1.17. The next feature added in Minecraft 1.17 is the addition of a new ore, which is of course copper ore. So copper ore looks like this, and it can generate anywhere in the overworld. When copper ore is mined, it drops 2 to 3 raw copper, similar to iron ore. Then the raw copper can of course be smelted in a furnace to give you copper ingots. I should also mention to you all that there's a deep slate copper ore variant, and just like the rest of the deep slate ores, it takes twice as long to mine than the regular copper ore. With your copper ingots, you can craft copper blocks, which look like this. Not only that, but you can also use copper blocks to craft cut copper, which is the more detailed version of copper blocks. Oh, and cut copper also has stairs and slabs, which look very nice as well. However, one thing to note, just like in real life, all these copper blocks I mentioned will oxidize over time in your Minecraft world. So copper will oxidize and change color in 4 stages. It will start off as the normal copper, it will then become exposed copper, then weathered copper, and finally oxidized copper, which looks like this. But don't worry guys, if you don't want your copper to oxidize over time, then there is a solution. So if you combine copper with honeycomb in a crafting table, then you'll actually create waxed copper. Now waxed copper is just a variant of normal copper, except it will not oxidize over time and change color. The next thing added in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update is the addition of candles. So the candle is a light source in Minecraft that exists in an uncolored variant and 16 dyed variants. And if you were curious, they all look like this. Candles are crafted with 1 honeycomb and 1 string and are lit by using flint and steel. They can also be put out by water, or you can just right click on it. A single candle emits a light level of 3, but up to 4 candles can be placed in a single block, giving you a max light level of 12. A single candle can also be placed on an uneaten cake, which means you can celebrate properly in Minecraft now. Let's go! Okay, that was a bit cringe. Anyways, moving on. In Minecraft 1.17, cauldrons will slowly fill up with snow when it's snowing, similar to how cauldrons collect water when it rains. You can then use a bucket to collect the snow from the cauldron, giving the player a powder snow bucket, which can be used to place the newly added powdered snow block, which looks very similar to regular snow. However, powdered snow differs greatly to normal snow, as players can walk through it and also fall through it. This makes the block quite useful, as blending it in with normal snow makes it a great way to hide your chests in a secret base from other players. Powdered snow can also be used to create lava traps, as again you can blend it in with normal snow to make the world terrain look, well, normal. A player will then walk over the powdered snow, fall in lava, and die. Players can now freeze in Minecraft, as standing inside powdered snow will put this cool looking freezing effect on screen while also slowly decreasing the field of view. After 15 seconds of standing inside powdered snow, the player's hearts will change to this frosty texture, and you'll take half a heart of damage every 3 seconds until you eventually freeze to death. However, wearing any piece of leather armor will prevent the player from freezing when standing inside the powdered snow. But anyways, that just about concludes today's video about some of the things that were added in the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update, everybody. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more 1.17 Caves and Cliff update videos.